What's up, it's your boy Romaine, back in this bitch for another video. At the moment, everyone in the world, we're on lockdown, we're kind of on quarantine, not really allowed to leave our houses. So what I've done is I've created a nice little series for you guys. Nice little cooking video that you guys can try at home. Nice, simple, easy, step-by-step recipes. And I'll be bringing them out to you guys every single week. So I look forward to bringing them and sharing them with you. And I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I enjoyed making them for you. Guys, welcome to Quarantine Kitchen, where I teach you nice, simple, easy meals to do. This week, we've got curry goat on the menu, Jamaican curry goat to be specific. Just a quick view of all the ingredients that we need. So we're going to make a rub kind of mixture here. We've got some Scotch bonnet, onions, we've got some spring onions. They're a bit dirty because I just picked them from the garden. Green pepper, we've got some thyme, garlic, and we've got pimento seeds. So that's gonna all get blitzed together. Lamb stock pot, you can use a veg stock pot. I just have lamb, so I'm gonna use it. It's always better. Of course, we're making curry goat, so we've got some curry powder there. We want to use mild curry powder. We got some salt, black pepper, all-purpose seasoning, got some garlic powder. So step one is to wash and chop all our veg. You really don't need to see that, so we'll be back in 2 seconds. You should end up with a little medley or something that looks like this. First of all, we're gonna make a little marinade for our goat meat or mutton meat, whichever one you have. All we've got in here, we've got a whole Scotch bonnet, we've got about 6, 7, 8 or so pimento seeds, half an onion, we've got 2 spring onions, a whole pepper, assorted, ginger, an entire clove of garlic, about 2 sprigs of thyme in there as well. But we'll get to that. To start the cooking process, what we've got, chopped garlic, half a clove of garlic, half an onion, a Scotch bonnet, or thereabout, a small Scotch bonnet or a half a medium Scotch bonnet. We've also got ginger in there as well. And then to finish it off, when we're literally about 15 minutes out from the entire cooking process, we've got some thyme, some chopped green peppers, spring onion as well. If you don't have a NutriBullet, you can just use a blender. You want to get some oil, but I only want enough liquid in there just so it blitzes it properly. Gonna blitz this up. Whilst that's on blitzing, we can move over. We're gonna mix all of that together. Once it's split, have a little something that looks like that. Every episode, something must fall out, eh? Once you've combined and put in all of your dry seasonings, you should have something that looks a bit like this. Now, we're gonna take half our mixture in there, just like so. Bind the rest of that in there as well. We're going to leave this to marinate for about an hour, ideally overnight, but we've got an hour on our hands today. And then we're gonna put this in the fridge because this is going in last. So, after about an hour minimum, and you've had your meat marinating, you're going to move on to actually getting cooking. In a pan like this, gonna get some oil in your pan. Gonna start sweating off our veg. First, we're gonna hit the pan with our onions. And whilst the pan is still cold, hit that with a bit of salt. So once your onions have started to soften up a little bit, you don't wanna add any color to them, so you wanna keep the heat quite low. You're gonna add your garlic. Just because your garlic is more chopped up and it will start burning a lot quicker than your onion. Also add your Scotch bonnet and your ginger as well. So once you can smell that your ginger started to cook up, you're gonna turn your heat completely off. Just like that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna add a little bit more oil to that. We're gonna add about 1/3 of the curry packet. Cook that out ever so slightly. You don't wanna burn the curry powder. Okay. Now, you're gonna turn it back on and we're gonna put the heat all the way down. You can bring your heat back up and now we're gonna add our goat meat. So again, this is either your mutton or your goat leg, not lamb. Give this a good mix. Now, on a low heat, we're going to leave this and cover it. What should happen is the goat or mutton meat should start springing its own water. Leave it for 2 minutes and come back to it. So once you go into that stage, you should get some water in your pot just like that. Turn your heat up. Now at this stage, I like to add the rest of our mixture. Boom. I'm gonna hit it with our stock pot. You're almost already starting to have a gravy and you haven't actually added any water yet to your mixture. That's what you're trying to aim for. We're simply going to cover the rest of this liquid with water and bring to the boil, like so. And a bit of advice, maybe don't wear a white top when you're doing this, like I am right now. So you can already see that your gravy is actually quite thick as well. That's from everything being blended in there, and that's from you actually letting the goat meat itself spring its own water and everything like that. So now all you need to do is bring it to the boil. Once it's come up to the boil, what you're gonna do, you're gonna put your pan lid on it, leave it for 30 seconds, and then we're going to turn it over. all the way down. We're literally gonna leave that there for about another hour to an hour and a half. We're gonna come back and we're gonna check on it, see how tender it is. Okay, so after about an hour, you wanna come back, you wanna check your pot just a little bit. Just make sure you still have enough liquid in there. Same thing you did just as before. I'm gonna bring this back up to the boil and we're gonna let it simmer again for another half an hour. Okay guys, so of course rarely in cooking things ever go exactly according to plan. So we checked it within half an hour. It wasn't anywhere near where we needed it to be. So of course, depending on how old the goat, the mutton is, it might take a bit longer to cook. So there's 2 hours. It's just been on a nice slow simmer. What you want to get your meat, and once you can literally just kind of break into it without too much of a fuss, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a potato and we're gonna add a carrot. What you're gonna do, you're gonna peel and dice these up. So you should then have something that looks a little something like this. Your nice diced potatoes and carrots. Gonna add these straight into the pot. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a bit more water just to cover it again, just about so. Whilst that's coming to the boil, you're gonna want to get about half a tablespoon of corn flour into a little thing like that, a little cup, whatever you have. You're gonna want to add the tiniest amount of water to it. You're gonna wait until this comes right back up to the boil. So once this comes to the boil like this, you start seeing these bubbles forming around. You're gonna want to add your corn flour mixture. What it's gonna do is just gonna help it thicken it. Now at this stage, it should only be about half an hour away. So once you've added, of course, your potatoes, your cornstarch, and you've brought it up to the boil, you're gonna, of course, turn it right back down again, and you're gonna repeat that process, and you're gonna let that simmer, as I said, until your potatoes are cooked. You can take one and literally, with no effort, just smash it. So the next step is to take out all those dead sprigs of thyme and everything that you had in there, and you wanna get rid of that. Then you want to get from the fridge veg that you chopped earlier. You have fresh thyme in there again, you have your spring onions, and you have your peppers. Now you're going to get this in there. Now we're about 5 minutes out. This is the point where you check for seasoning. If you need a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, you'd add it at this junction. Now you don't need to turn it back up, and just leave it on this one simmer that is on right now. And you're going to just literally cook this again just until your peppers are nice and soft, and then you're done. Okay guys, and then once done, you should end up with something like this. Nice, the gravy is not moving too much. That's that cornstarch and all that blitzed veg that we've put in there. Serving options, of course, I always rather write rice with curry goat instead of rice and peas. And of course, gotta stay healthy. We got some veg, some broccoli, and some sweet corn. Let me know what you think. Just before we go, I wanted to grab you guys real quick. If you look down in the description box below, you'll see a full list of ingredients and measurements so you can make this at home. Make it a little bit easier for you guys as well. And as always, it's been your boy Romaine King. Join me next week for the next installment of Quarantine Kitchen, and we out. When I pussy like a loose nail. Harriet tell me 20